Hello and welcome to the QY. I am your host, DJ 10th Power.
I'm your host, DJ Duce.
What you got for me this week, bro?
I want to touch on a few topics, but one that I think is most important is the vaping epidemic that's going on. Did you hear anything about that?
Absolutely. Like you said, it's an epidemic. We have people dying out there.
So what's basically happening is these kids are smoking. They're not only smoking THC, they're smoking nicotine-based products. They're smoking black market products that they're finding on the internet. And they're basically getting sick from these products, getting lung-related injuries, and even dying.
Okay, take me back a little bit because I'm not a smoker, so I don't know anything about vaping. What exactly is and this is how dumb I am on it. What is vaping? I see these people carrying. Is this what they call an electronic cigarette?
Right. That was the first predecessor of it, the whole electronic cigarette thing, and then it kind of evolved from there into more of a liquid-based thing instead of a cartridge. Like now they'll pour the liquid onto a coil, and then the coil heats it up and then turns the liquid into a vapor, thus the smoke more or less.
Now, wasn't the purpose of this supposed to be weaning people off from smoking, and it seems like it's actually promoting to smoke now?
Right. Like the spikes as far as like college kids and just kids in general has gone tremendously up. Like it's worse now than when the cigarettes first hit the market.
Right. So is there an age limit? Isn't there an age limit with this, like with smoking?
At first, no. I know that they're trying to regulate it based on like I know the FDA's going after it, CDC. There's a couple agencies that are trying to regulate it, but as of right now, not really. Anyone can go on the internet and purchase a vaping pen, a cartridge, and just start smoking.
We don't understand this. We have an age limit for smoking.
Correct.
We have an age limit for drinking.
Right.
No limit on vaping.
No, because technically, vaping isn't smoking.
You're blowing smoke, though.
Right, you're blowing smoke, but it's not smoke. It's like you see the wall, but it's not a wall.
Okay, and there's different flavors.
Right, this comes in different flavors, strawberry, lemon, like all kinds of different flavors. Like you can pretty much put whatever you want into it as far as flavor.
And it also is a cannabis flavor, sort of like you can buy something that is like weed.
Right. Well, the first requisition of the vape pen was the nicotine, and then as time went on, they always find a way. They started adding the THC, and now the dab. You know what I mean? That's when the birth of the dabs and all that came along. So, but the potent thing that's in this that everyone's suspecting that's causing the lung-related, even the deaths, is the vitamin E acetate, which is like found in skincare products, and it's a vitamin supplement. Literally, you can go online and purchase. It helps your body to turn your food into energy. It's a supplement.
And I've seen a report. I can't remember if it was on like 60 Minutes or CNN or something, but some of these people are buying a product at a store somewhere, thinking they're getting one thing, and it's not actually that thing.
Right, as far as like the THC oils, the CBD oils, yeah, like as far as gas station products, you figure 98% of what you're buying, like rudders, sheets, just locally, you know what I mean? You're not getting maybe but 0.1% CBD.
I also saw a big story the other day. Cannabis-related products, like Snoop Dogg has a line, Wiz Khalifa has a line, all these people are coming out with their own stuff. They're basically attaching their name to a company that already exists. Am I correct in that, or are they more involved than what I'm thinking?
I mean, like it depends on like who you're talking about. Like I know Snoop has his own line of it. I know Wiz has his own line. Like there's other people that certain artists get invested into companies that already exist, and then certain artists buy a portion of that and then attach their own name to it. So it's basically everything they're selling. They get, you know what I mean?
Right, of course, they get a cut.
Right, exactly.
What I'm reading yesterday was, or the day before, cannabis-related products, stock is going down big time, where they thought there was going to be this big boom, and maybe the boom already had happened. But from what I'm reading, some of these companies are going to either get bought out or fall by the wayside, and only the cream will rise to the top, basically.
Right. It's just like the alcohol business, tobacco business. It's just like
right, but even the alcohol business is booming right now. I mean, this is kind of early in this game for cannabis, and already we're seeing the stocks plummet, and I'm assuming it's because of everything that's happening with the deaths and the kids ending up sick.
Well, you want to know why it's plummeting is because now it's just not cannabis involved. This isn't just regular weed that you're getting and smoking. Now we're involving vapor, we're involving liquids, we're involving waxes, dabs. So it's really turned into a whole different playing field, more or less, as far as THC, CBD. You know, like 30 years ago, you wanted to get high, you go buy weed.
Right.
Now, if you want to go get high, you can get weed, you can get oil, you can get wax, you can do this, you can, like, there's like no limit to how you can get high anymore.
And is there a big time difference between all this? Because I never even heard of this wax and like,
so basically what wax is from what I've seen, like I said, there could be different ways, but from what I've seen, what they do is they take the weed bud and they smush it like in really hard compression, and they get the wax out of it, and it's basically THC concentrate. So it's like almost like, I guess, freebasing. You're freebasing the weed itself, you know, like like you figure like cigarettes, like how cigarettes are made. You take the tobacco that's on the floor, and I actually seen a documentary on this, so I know this is true. Take this tobacco on the floor, put it in a big like container, add water to it, and then what they do is they get and spray chemicals all in. So basically they're freebasing tobacco. Same procedure, just in a different method with the THC. Compressing it, and then I don't know if they're adding anything to it. I never personally smoked vape, I never smoked dabs, I never smoked wax, so I don't know.
Wow. That's kind of scary because are there any knuckleheads trying this stuff at home? Have you seen anything or heard anything where somebody's actually trying to do this stuff on their own?
I know people that smoke the wax, and they tell me the high is like no other. Like it's a concentrated high. It's like instead of smoking 5 blunts or 5 joints, you can take 2 hits off this pen and get all that in just one shot. So I don't know, like I said, I think we turned something that was good, like, you know, as far as medicinal,
right.
Like, and now we're making it to like, I don't know, I'm not too sure about this anymore, you know?
Well, once money gets involved,
right, sky's the limit. Like, let's see what we can do with this,
right.
and turn it into whatever.
And go wherever it goes. And I don't know, man. It just gave me a whole nother reason to not like smoking. I mean, because I know that there were some people that actually used this for the reason of getting off cigarette smoking.
Right.
But it has seemed to have skyrocketed into a whole nother thing.
Right. And like I said, and then like I said, they're vaping and you don't know the long-term effects as of anything, you know, like cigarettes or drinking, like years and years of studies have to be put behind us to know what's going to happen 20, 30 or longer down the road. And no, we just seen this thing, it looked cool, so we're just going to start smoking it.
Well, you know, the thing is, they always said that marijuana is a healthy plant, and it's a plant, so it's healthy. So they feel or believe, and I'm assuming this, that there should be no problem here with this.
I mean, even marijuana itself, I mean, I have a relationship with marijuana. No, I don't use marijuana all the time, but when I choose to use it, it's different than using dabs, it's different than using wax. And even so, like the weed today compared to 20, 30 years ago, like
whole nother level.
Right, like there's more science behind it now than ever, so we're getting the maximum THC quality out of the plants, as back then you were losing a lot of that because there really wasn't brilliant minds working behind it. But now, like, I haven't seen a seed in probably 10 years. As opposed to when I was a teenager, when you bought a bag, you always got seeds.
Like, you know, I mean, there's brilliant minds behind this though, but kids are dying. So how brilliant is that mind?
Kids are dying because kids are, in my opinion, uninformed of what they're doing. Like I said, they're taking something that was been around for years and years and trying new methods without knowing what this method really is about, and lacking the research of that method, like wax, dabs, like. That's new. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As the old timers have been smoking weed for years and years, so we know what's happening with that, but we don't know what's happening with the dabs and the wax.
Wow. That's kind of crazy, man.
Yeah, it's a really bad epidemic, like I said. And if you're a kid out there, definitely do not vape. Do not do any of the wax, especially buying things offline, like from eBay, Amazon. 9 out of 10 times you're not getting what you're paying for.
Amen to that. Let's shift subjects. Let's get an update on Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown. Oh my.
I heard he wants to go back and play for the Patriots.
Yes, he does.
After insulting the owner and saying, well, you still owe me $5 million, and so you might as well let me earn it. And and he filed a grievance to get that money, which he's not going to get.
Right. We all know that.
I mean, when is this clown going to wake up? Is he going to wake up?
No, he's not going to wake up. He wants to join the undefeated Patriots team. I don't know what his mindset is.
Him and Donald Trump suffer from the same disease of narcissism. That's what I think the problem is.
That could be very true.
Because this man's ego is so inflated, it's off the charts, the stuff that he's saying and what he actually believes. And I mean, he actually believes this stuff.
He does, and not to discredit and all the stuff that's happened as far as like the allegations and what is going on in his life. He is a fantastic football player.
Sure, nobody's taking that from him.
Right.
But here's where I have to say, shut up and play applies. As far as I hate using that term because everybody has a right to speak their opinion, right? But do it on the field, man. I mean, because right now, every time you open your mouth and you have these cases against you and you're threatening or intimidating witnesses, what are you doing?
I don't know. Well, I know there might be some type of incident. You better take AB back.
An innocent man wouldn't have to do these things, right? As far as I'm concerned, if you're innocent, you don't have to do those things.
Right.
If Donald Trump is so innocent and so against corruption, let your taxes be seen. Let your tax returns be seen. Not change the subjects. I want to keep it on sports, but I'm just saying.
Right.
Why do so-called innocent people put up such a big fight? I don't understand.
I really don't get it either. If you're innocent, you're innocent, and to do things. Like 1 minute you'll look innocent, and then you're doing things to contradict your innocence. Like, oh yeah, he did it. You know what I mean? Like 1 week I'm feeling one way about you, and then next week you done said some things on social media. I'm like, I think he did it.
Yeah, exactly. Congratulations to the Washington Mystics for bringing home their first WNBA championship.
And that was very exciting. Huh?
Yeah, that was good. And I think Breanna Stewart, I don't know if you heard the story, but she was kind of upset because one, the game was telecast on ESPN2 instead of the main channel, and this is Game 5 on the big stage. And she's saying, why are we talking about a baseball playoff game? Mm-hmm. Why are we talking about a preseason NBA game and not putting their attention on Game 5 of this Mystics game winning the championship? I think she has a valid point.
I mean, it all boils down to politics. At the end of the day, if the owner of ESPN says, you're not going on ESPN, you're not going on ESPN. It's simple as that. And that's what I think it is, a lot of higher power work. Not saying that there's mid-level people that might, discrepanize or dictate, but I think it boils down to the top wigs at the companies.
That's a shame because I'm for equal pay for women. I don't think they get paid enough. They have to go overseas and get the money that they earn, and they're more respected over there and treated like the stars that they are over there. And I think that's a shame.
Right. Well, and then what makes me not understand it is we don't do that, but we're broadcasting football from London. Right? Like we're broadcasting football from London. You know why that is?
Yeah.
Our name, the NFL name's attached to it.
Mm-hmm. And they want other. I get that. I'm not too much against other companies wanting to come in and the NFL getting that money, but you see the blowback of it from what's going on in the NBA with the China situation and the statement that was made from the Houston Rockets management. So it can get ugly when you have a place that doesn't share the same democratic values as we do. So in this case, it's just he had a right to say what he said, but I think he should have tucked this one in his back pocket and looked at the bigger picture.
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes the best said things are not said at all.
Less is more in this case. In this case, I agree with you. Congratulations to the Houston Astros, the New York Yankees,
To the Giants losing to the Patriots.
I think you're going to have the Patriots win this one again.
I don't want to seem biased. Everyone knows me. New York's my team, and we're trash right now. That's obvious. That's obvious, but it almost feels like to me, and it's just not in this game, but just a couple games that I watch involving the Patriots. Like, are they? It seems like they're favorites. They're favorite.
Yeah, I mean, but unfortunately, I'm not a Tom Brady fan. I'm a Giants fan. I'm a Jets fan. So I think the one thing that New York will hold is that we beat you twice in the Super Bowl.
Right. I mean, you never take that away from Eli or the rest of the team that was involved in that. But
we discussed the favoritism that the Patriots do receive from referees and the NFL in general. But I do want to give credit where credit is due. He's a good quarterback with a good coach, a team that believes in the management and they buy into the coach's philosophy and technique, and it works. And when you have a what's the word I'm looking for? A winner's mentality. You come in there and they've proven that they can win.
Right.
This is what they do. I think it takes heart more than it takes anything. And those guys, they play with heart, as opposed to the Washington Redskins, who don't play with heart.
Right. Well, and I think, like, as far as quarterbacks concerned, like, this is the last. Say what you want about Brady. Brady's a fantastic quarterback and one of the greats. I think that he's going to be the last one, because on the rise is a bunch of young quarterbacks now that are doing real good. Mm-hmm. Like, Patrick Mahomes.
But will it be a Brady? I don't think you'll see another quarterback get that many rings.
No, at the age that he's at, let alone, you know what I mean? Like,
Still playing at a high level.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see if when he does retire, what age he's going to retire. How many more is enough?
I think he has 2 more years left. I mean, he doesn't have that great accurate arm anymore. That's not there.
No.
So.
But I mean, do you really need that as long as you keep your team built to the standards of your quarterback? Like, your quarterback, what he can do, we'll lay out everything on the table of what he can do, and let's match the team.
I don't think you need that if you have a total team like what they have on both sides of the ball. They have good runners. They have a great defense.
Number one.
And if you have that, no, I don't think you have to be that accurate. I think he could play another 3 years if he wants to, because he's not somebody that took a lot of hits like, say, a Brett Favre had.
Right.
So he can play another 3 years if he wanted to.
Right. But like I said, the young quarterbacks are definitely on the rise.
Yeah, they're definitely out there. I mean, look at Russell Wilson.
Teddy Bridgewater.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
And I like that kid on the Giants. I like him a lot.
Daniel?
Yeah, I think he surprised me. He's got a very accurate arm, and I think he's going to do some good things for the Giants.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
Good, solid quarterback.
We're going to see some good things come from him. We just got to balance the rest of the team out. We got a lot of injuries this year, too.
Yeah. So, I think that's the biggest thing. I think that's why the Giants are. If you guys if they could get Saquon Barkley back, that may change the whole thing.
Yeah, Saquon definitely needs to come back. Sterling Shepard, and there's I can't think off the top of my head. I think 2 other players that are injured, but always next year.
Yeah. I mean, it ain't over, that's for sure. But switching to music, a couple of good albums came out. You have one on Designer.
Yeah.
Tell me what you feel. I haven't had a chance to listen to it, but I listened to Common's Let Love, so which I think is probably the whole album I thought was dope.
What, did Kanye put out an album?
No, not Kanye. Common.
Oh, Common.
Yeah, he put out a book and an album.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
I missed that one.
It's called Let Love, and to me it's his most solid work since The Dream of the Believer. The whole album, I'm telling you, is like a vibe, and it's just in this pocket. And I can listen to the Common album like I listen to jazz. I could just close my eyes and let it take me on a journey.
Right. Common's music is it's very different in that aspect. It's not street thug music.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
This is just quality, lay back. Let's listen to some music. But yeah, I haven't heard that yet.
You got to check it out.
I definitely will.
His storytelling is always been dope as far as that. He's the MC's MC. He's your favorite MC's favorite MC, as they say.
Right. Would you rank Common #1 out of Chicago?
Absolutely. I would rank Common #1 out of a lot of places.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of those lists floating around, but that's for another podcast.
Yeah, true.
But
talk to me about Designers.
The Designer album, I was on, I was just doing my thing on social media, and I try to stay hip in what's going on. There's so much going on in today's day and age, but apparently Designer was on Instagram, Twitter, whatever, saying, I want to be released from good music. I'm basically being trapped. And then not even a few hours after he did that, this album surfaced.
Did he say what his problem was with the label?
Not really. I seen a bunch of tweets of him saying that I'm being trapped, I want off the label, but like the real story behind it has yet to unfold. But makes me wonder, as far as, because I heard the album, I don't know if you did. It's not a bad album, and it has a lot of features on it, like I said. But
do you think Kanye put him leaked it because he wanted to piss him off? He wanted to piss Designer off?
I don't know who leaked it, to be quite honest. I don't know if it was someone in a Designer's camp, if it was Kanye. Like I said, there's too much we don't know as far as backstory. Like, just for the general question is, when was the majority of this recorded? What era? If it was back in the Panda era, Timmy Turner era, why wasn't it released? Because he was one of the top artists at the time. Yeah,
and you need to kind of stay on that wave while he's hot. You got to keep putting music out.
Right.
And that just didn't happen.
Right.
Did you like Timmy Turner? Did you like his follow-ups to Panda?
I didn't care for much for Timmy Turner. Panda was okay. I don't know. It almost sounded like, to me, it was Bobby Shmurda's replacement. If you know.
That's interesting.
Because, like, as far as like the songs he put out, and then him getting locked up, and then all of a sudden he comes along.
I thought Panda was dope. I was forever blasting Panda. I didn't like Timmy Turner too much, but I still tried to stick with him, because the only thing I didn't like about Designer was, my hype was, okay, I want to see him perform this and see how hype he could get the crowd.
Right.
And it just seemed like he came out so hyped that he couldn't even perform the song.
Yeah.
Which is a turnoff to me, because the one thing when I work with artists, I say, okay, make sure you can perform this live, because you got to give the visual.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
that separates young artists from good, like the old timers that can perform. Like, performing, music and performance are two different aspects in the game. Like, great, you can make a fantastic record we all love to, but can you perform this record on stage and and have the same impact, if not more, than the album did?
Absolutely.
And I think that a lot of these young artists lack that. Just don't have the performance.
Yeah, I mean, because just walking a stage back and forth that's really nothing.
Right. I mean, you figure back in the '90s, if you went to a concert or a gig and you seen Method and Redman coming out on some strings on stage, I mean, that's a good show. I mean, I wish I was there. That's going to be a good show.
Right. Or you got to have the band or the fireworks or something. You got to have some eye candy.
Right. And I think just back then, shows in general were choreographed a lot better than what they are now. Now it's here's a blunt, here's a microphone, pop these couple pills right here, and just go out and act like a nut.
And run them out there. Put out a song and run them out there. Do a show.
Exactly.
Because, back in the day, it used to be you didn't see an artist tour until they had at least 3 successful albums.
Right.
2 or 3 successful albums.
Right,
so
to build a catalog.
Exactly. That's it. Build a catalog, and it's just not that way anymore.
Nope.
Everybody just wants to hop on the money. I get it, right? Get paid. But, I mean, Design is the perfect example of it. Give me more than that one hit you had.
Exactly. Well, we'll see what happens as far as Kanye.
True that. And that does it for this episode of The QI. And check us out and give us your opinion. You can email us at theqipodcast@gmail.com.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at The QI Podcast. I am your humble and gracious host, DJ Duce.
I am DJ 10th Power. We'll see you next time. Peace.